The human craving for flavor has been a largely unacknowledged and unexamined force in history. Eric Schlosser, Fast Food Nation. A number of years ago, on a path on top of our favorite island in Croatia, we stumbled upon a series of abandoned structures. Later, it would become clear that they were stone pens in which people once kept sheep. The structures were circular and immense, and in amongst them we also found the remains of what appeared to be a house once inhabited by a family. These ruins may well have been thousands of years old. The island was long inhabited by Illyrian pastoralists. It has been argued that these pastoralists were the inspiration for the Cyclopes in Homer's Odyssey. They slept in stone houses or caves and lived lives dependent upon sheep, the milk of sheep, the meat of sheep, and even the wool of sheep. The structures we found might have been Illyrian, or they might have been far more recent. The island is a place in which ancient structures and newer ones commingle easily in ways that are not always legible. We had come to these structures after having visited, earlier in the day, a cave lower on the island in which hunter-gatherers had lived some 12,000 years prior. And we'd come to the island after having visited a cave on the mainland in which Neanderthals and ancient humans once cohabited. It was a very good couple of days. In each of these places, we'd paused with our two kids to look out over the landscape that these peoples once inhabited. When we did, we also ate. In the Cyclopean landscape, for example, we nibbled on a bit of bread with fresh fig preserves and sipped some of a friend's homemade Plavek Mali wine. In these moments, we wondered what those earlier peoples thought when looking out on the landscapes on which we now looked. It is easy to imagine that some of the things we find beautiful, they might also have found beautiful. But we also started to wonder about something else. As we savored our food, we began to wonder what flavors the ancient people savored. Did the Cyclopean pastoralists, for example, have a favorite cheese? Did the Paleolithic hunter-gatherers have favorite berries? How much farther might a Neanderthal go to search out the best-tasting prey? These questions were fun. It was easy, at the end of a wonderful day of exploring, to get lost in them. Later, we started to read more about the diets of Paleolithic and more recent peoples, their diets and their pleasures. As we did, we realized that while the diets of the peoples of the past are very often measured and discussed, they are almost never talked about in the way that we would talk about our own meals. Our own meals are, on a good day, about pleasure. Those of the ancients, well, of course, they were about survival. In confronting the past, scientists and other scholars had taken the pleasure and deliciousness out of food.